Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the studio. We are getting ready for our show. We're going to load up one of our last kilns. But first, we've got to empty it out. So, as you can see, there's a lot of green in here. This is the green kiln. And so it's mostly going to be the misty forest. And so far it turns out really good. But that's what we're doing today. We are busy doing a lot of sorting and packing things up because we've got 2 different shows this weekend. So a lot of the bakeware will be going to one, and then the mugs will be going to the other. Though there will be mugs going to both of them, so which is why we're sorting things out. We've had a whole lot of help from Minnie and Mir, our studio cats. All of the bubble wrap has been very expertly inspected. And got Minnie over here as well. Napping in her, let's see. There we go, napping in her little hammock. I was just gonna scratch you. She's like, no pets, it's time for a nap. There we go. But I'm going to go over and start unloading the kiln. I've let it cool down, so I shouldn't need my fuzzy gloves, which will make it a lot easier. I've got both kilns that I need to unload, and I'm not sure if the other one is going to be ready to open. It's at a little bit under 600 degrees. If I can get it down to 500, I'll crack it open. But so we may be able to do 2 kiln openings, but I want to get this one unloaded and then put some stuff back in it. So let's go over here and see. The first thing I'm going to do is go over here and move something just to make sure the camera's not frozen. So I'm going to do that and then check on it. Yay, it works! Alright. But good morning, everybody. I hope your Tuesday is going well. And tell me if the fan over here, this is our exhaust fan, which it's right next to this little kiln. Tell me if that is too overpowering. I need to shut it off. But it helps keep the space ventilated and keeps the heat out. With 2 kilns running, it gets kind of warm, even when it's cool outside. So this is the Misty Forest. The solid green is the emerald. And the way I use this glaze, you have the solid green, which is really good over texture, which you can see on the, this is one of the garlic graters, and this stuff is really sharp. It's supposed to be. It's meant to grate garlic, right, and ginger and stuff. But you can see how the glaze kind of pools into the deeper cuts of the texture. The Misty Forest is the light green and the dark green, which we use, you see it on a lot of the mugs, where it's got the light green and dark green there. And then on flat pieces, I like to just coat the entire thing with the sea spray, not sea spray, it's actually celery over the dark green, because it ends up like, as this is firing in the kiln, this goes up to 2232 degrees Fahrenheit. The glaze boils, it bubbles, it's liquid, it melts, so it starts to bubble. And the result is that the dark green underneath kind of pops through. And so I think it looks really, really good. This is something me and Daniel argue on. He prefers it to look like this, where it's just around the edge, because he says he thinks that looks like a disease. But you know what? It sells really well. Let's get this out of here. And I like the way it looks. We also have, I put the black over the green, and it's kind of hard probably to see on the camera, but there's a lot of like variation when you look at it closer, and it almost looks like black lace, and I like that look. But this is, I call this the poisoned apple. So the black and green, it's something I do with the same base glaze. And then we've got the Misty Forest, like I said, the light green and the dark green. And then this one is not the same color, but it is still green. This is the jade green, and then the kind of like bluish black that we have for the green dragon inn. Just trying to give things a little bit of variety. Seeing how warm this is. There we go. There's some of the stamina pots. Gotta pick this up carefully, 1, because it might be warm, but 2, because I don't want the stilts to stick to it. Or if they are stuck, I want to detach them and get these out of here. So we've got the potion bottles, and it's getting a bit warmer as we go deeper in the kiln, but that's stamina potion bottles in the Misty Forest. And then this little plate is actually the base for, let me see if I can pick that up, the plant pot, so a little something to catch the water, and then it says, "I believe in you." And this is a little plate for the smaller plant pot, which is probably somewhere like deeper in the kiln. Another garlic grater, and our little air plant pot in Misty Forest. And then one of our new shot glasses. I had another one of these. Where'd I put it? There it is. And we have our berry bowl in Misty Forest. Let's pick all this up without burning myself. And then a mini mixing bowl. And then a butter keeper. Is it gonna come apart? I fire these together, and it is a little bit warm, and put wax at the join so that it will not fuse itself together, but it is still a little bit stuck just from the pressure. Let me get a pair of gloves. I do need my fuzzy gloves after all. Where did they go? There's one. Actually, I'm going to go check on chat before I do this because I'm getting carried away here. But good morning, everybody. The way I'm going to pop this open, you can use a lever, like a screwdriver, like a flathead screwdriver to pop it open. But what's the fun in that when you can gently tap it and hit it and open it up? It's just because the clay shrinks a little bit as it's in the kiln, that as it shrinks it kind of like wants to stick together a little bit, but you just give it a little bit of a tap and it comes apart. Only a little bit nerve-wracking at times. Let's open this up. There we go. There's the little plant pot that had the plate that went with it. What's it say on it? It says, "You grow, girl." And then we have a brie baker, a little single serving baking dish. And we move this, and we have our Kentucky platter. This is a smaller one. This is one that we made last year for the first time for a custom request. Someone wanted a thing of this size, and they wanted to use it as a gift basket. It was one of my wholesale customers, and so I made a bunch, and I had some left over, and so I decided to test the volume of it, and it is the same volume as a standard pie plate. So, because I had a recipe for a pie, and I made it and put it in the pie plate, and it was a perfect fit. So, I'm calling these the Kentucky pie plates. Ooh, I wish, I have never actually made a Kentucky Derby pie, but that would be the perfect thing to put in there. Has anybody ever had a Kentucky Derby pie? Or know what that is? It's basically a pecan pie with chocolate chips, because pecan pie is not rich enough. It might also have walnuts. I don't remember, but yeah, it's very similar to. It's like pecan pie with chocolate chips. So we got some mugs. We have a pitcher, a 1-quart pitcher in the Misty Forest. That's turned out pretty good. And this is a utensil holder. It's part of a canister set, but it's the part that I tend to sell the most of, so I just make them by itself. It does not have a lid, but because it's you can put your wooden spoons and such in it, or it can be a wine bottle chiller. Put some ice in it, wine bottle chiller, or it can be a flower pot. It can really be whatever you want it to be. And then we've got some travel mugs, travel mug tumblers. I've got Misty Forest, and then the poisoned apple again, the black and green. And then this is a garlic keeper. Got to test out our corks to see if that fits right. And then we have a Lallybrock Wool Company from Outlander. And let's see what we got here. We have one. This is Accio Coffee, another Lallybrock, and what are you guys? Accio Coffee, and oh, that one turned out good. This is one that like kind of one of the local mugs. It says Seasonal Widow for anybody who likes to go hunting. Oh yeah, and there's two more things in here. We have a just a plain Misty Forest potion bottle, green, light green and dark green, and then the one more stamina potion in the same color. There we go. And so now I'm going to fill this back up. So I'm going to go decide what to put in here first. I like to stagger the shelves, like they could, you know, instead of them being like 3 even layers all the way across, I like to stagger the height to help help with airflow. Because while, you know, this is an electric kiln, as you can see, it's not a gas kiln, but still it does help if air can go through the layers and not that way you don't have like the bottom or the top heating a little bit hotter or cooler than the others. Seeing if I need anything else here, or right here right now. I'm gonna set that right there. Put this up here. And this is when Mir's gonna come through and like demand access to his wheel. Maybe he's distracted enough by everything else going on in the studio. I have a board that I use to carry things around. It is lovingly called the Board of Anxiety. I'm going to set it up right here. I don't know if you can see it or not. Let's try to keep Minnie in the camera frame. There we go. But this is the board I'm going to fill up, and I've got some pieces that are solid denim blue I'm going to put in there. This is actually a custom order. This one is the paw print heart. This one is a police box. Making sure the glaze is off of the windows. Got to be able to see in, see out. And then this color is actually, where did it go? I guess I set them over here and forgot about them. So this is the denim blue. And this one had a big like little air bubble there, so I had to, I'm going to touch this one up and refire it. But that's what this color's going to look like. Let's put him there with some of his friends. And then also the same color for the like live long and prosper. Got a few more things I'm going to put in here on the bottom row that are refired. I had some of the Don't Panic mugs that need to be refired. Let's see, I really actually need some taller things, so I'm going to have to come back. Where's my tankards? Don't bump into anything. Here we go. What did I... This is the famous question. What is the question? Where did I put my sponge? This one. I know I've got the green one right there, but I needed my little one. Wolfie Hound, thank you for the resub. 104 months. Thank you. And Hydrate, thank you. Okay, let me clean this up, and I've got to go find my coffee. I had a teacher in college who always had a a to-go cup with hot tea in it, and that was like every class. Where did I set my tea? Is that mine? Is that no, that's yours. Okay, where did I set my tea? And that now I feel like that. I understand that completely. That's how I feel. Well, where did I put my drink? My phone? My sponge? I don't know. Found it. All right, iced coffee. Firing all the things. We're setting things on fire today. There we go. Those are the solid denim blue things. May not have too many like taller pieces to put on the bottom. Let me see. This one is red and black. Which I actually have some of the red and black in the bigger kiln to unload. I think I've got some more of the Elvish script in there. This is the Empire. Let me put one or two more things in this batch. Let's do this one. Bring this over here where I can reach it and touch up some of the tong marks on these. Alright, let's go over to the kiln and see if I have room for anything else. Oh, you sent me an email? Okay, I'll look for it. You're currently deciding on Easter decor for the shop. Plastic eggs and such fun. Alright, we are over at the kiln, and I don't know if you can see how well you can see in here, but like this side is going to be taller, so I'm putting the taller things on this side. Again, not too close together. And remind me to not try to pick things up in the kiln until I test them to see how hot they are. That one wasn't bad, it was just warm, but you know. Just refiring some of these. Most of the glazes that I use can be refired. There's a few that change a little bit when they are refired, but for the most part you can. Like pink is a color that you can refire it. Nothing like bad happens to it, but it will lose a little bit of the pink when you refire it. Like some glazes will like bubble and like completely change color and just, you know, not be a functional glaze if you try to refire it. Let me put something else in there. What do we have room for? Like maybe another mug? Let me look at a potion bottle. Let's see if this will work in there. There we go. Got a little mana potion. Knots and Stitches, hello. Good morning. Mostly your email was about shipping and a few different ideas. Okay. So, do I ever have one glaze affect another one placed next to it while firing? Yes. So, the denim blue that of the police box mugs, I don't know, like, why that one is so much more bubbly than some of the others, but like, because what happens, like when I was talking about the emerald and the misty forest, the reason it looks the way it does is because the emerald like boils up through the top lighter color glaze, and that's why you have like little like dark specks coming through. If I put some of the denim blue things next to a lighter color like yellow, because I've got a bunch of yellow things that need to go in the kiln, but I'm not putting them on the same layer. I don't want to put something yellow next to something blue because there will be a little blue shadow on the yellow pots if I put them too close together. And that's, I don't know if there's an actual term for that, but it's like the blue bubbles and boils and just kind of splatters on the things around it. And putting black things next to it doesn't matter. But the yellow it does for some reason. I think I can actually fit another one in there. Let me get another potion bottle. We're just playing glazed Tetris. Where are they? And then we'll go on to the next layer. Nothing is touching. We're all good. All right, let's see if these shelves have cooled down. I think I can pick it up. All right, and then I've got some little bitty stilts that I'm gonna put over here. Oh, careful now. All right. Next layer. And not just like, you know, do things change color in the kiln? That's a different issue. I have to make sure that after touching some of the darker pots, now I'm going to go grab some of the yellow ones. I've got to make sure I don't have any of that on my hands, because then I'll just have like blue fingerprints on the Hufflepuff mugs, which is what this is. Sounds crackly when I talk louder. Jim, is it happening when I go over to the kiln? I'm wondering if it has to do with our exhaust fan that's over there. Well, Minnie's disappearing into her hammock. But thank you for letting me know. Knots and Stitches, you're getting another mug. What are you getting? I can usually fit 6 to 7 of the mugs on each shelf, so we'll just see if we have room for anything small like the potion bottles. Yeah, I wanted to do a kiln opening yesterday because we've been basically doing the same thing, loading a kiln, like unloading, loading it back up, and letting it run. Yesterday, I opened my big kiln. Like, it took longer to fire. It took like 10 hours instead of like 8.5. I'm like, why? Well, okay, something's wrong. Great, something's wrong. What's broken? And so I opened it up, and my very top element was like, it had like sagged and fallen out of the grooves, like you can see the grooves in the kiln, and so I started wiggling it a little bit, and as soon as I did, it just broke. I'm like, oh, well, there's my problem. So I had to get everything out and replace it. Thankfully, I did have something to replace it with. All right, so we've got those yellow for one side. Knitting takes balls. That's funny. What color did you pick? I might actually. I don't know if I have one of those in stock, or if I think I've got one over here that I can glaze. What next? So for this one, I'm trying to remember what I usually do, because I don't know if I have like enough spoon rest things to do 2 more layers, but I might. So if I do the layer of mugs, then I might get an extra layer in. You have to play Kiln Tetris with your mind first before you do it with the kiln. Unicorn. That's a fun glaze to just say. And I forget, you know, I'm so used to saying it that I forget, and then somebody be like, excuse me, what did you say? Here's one of the gaming mugs. Does this apply to anybody here? It says, RNGesus hates me. I actually did a custom mug for somebody that it said RNGesus hates me on one side with the 1, and then RNGesus loves me on the other side with a D20. Goat Farmer Bluesy, welcome. We have unloaded the kiln, and now we're trying to load it back up and see how much will fit. And then if it's cooled down enough, I may try to open up the other kiln. It was still at like 550 degrees, which is very, very toasty. Here we have some like safe for work F-bomb mugs. So we've got the Yarny show in Nashville next week. This weekend is different shows. The weekend after that is the Yarny show. And I did not ask them if it was okay to bring curse word mugs. So I brought a couple, and if I need to, I'll hide them. Great, now, Bluesy, I'm gonna have that stuck in my head. I actually need to check on those F-bomb mugs and see if I need to touch them up because I wasn't paying attention. Let's clean this one up first. Where did it go? There it is. One more. I was like counting yesterday or day before, and I found myself like counting in a very specific way. And I wondered, like, I think I found a new age test. Like your if you say your numbers like this, then you have to be at least X old. Because tell me, does anybody else do this? Tell me, anybody here, when you're counting to 3 specifically, do you count like Mr. Owl? When answering the question, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? And if you remember that commercial, raise your hand. But if I'm counting to 3, I can't help myself. I go 1, 2, and 3. So I may be alone in this, but I really doubt it. Now, I do have to remember not to, or to like think about it when I go to put the yellow pieces in here, because I don't want to put little like red or black fingerprints on the yellow mugs. So I'm putting all of the darker pieces in first. Let's do that. 5 and 6. Okay. Now the yellow. And because of the thermocouple, I can't put a mug there. So I think it's time for another potion bottle. This time, I made a new potion bottle. People have asked me for it, and I keep forgetting about it, but I finally made one. There's the camera. What do you think? I won't have time to make more of these for the yarn show, but I probably should. Oh, Wolfiehound, you're drinking hot tea from your call mug. I remember those. It's the only one for you. Only one for me. Rhythm We Hear. Hey, thank you for the follow. Wolfiehound, do you remember? Here we go. So, stilts. Let's see how we're going to prop this up. I have to scooch this one over a little bit. Okay. Sorry, I was trying to knock something off and it didn't work that well. Don't hit the mugs. There we go. I think we're all clear. So that way. There we go. And that side. See how many of these taller stilts I actually have over here. Maybe low. Let me get that out of the way. I'm gonna have to start stacking the smaller ones over here. Okay. Alright, we're all clear. Now, I'll put probably regular mugs, anything that might be taller over here, so I'll put that one there. And I might be able to put like 2 shallow layers right there. So I'm going to grab some like spoon rests and stuff and put them over here. Little bitty things. I do have a glaze test I'm putting in here. I'm gonna, sometimes spoon rests are fun to use as glaze test because they're just, they're small. And so this one, I'm seeing what the pink looks like over the red to see. I put a thin layer on there to see if it makes it shimmer or anything, or if I'm really wanting it to be kind of like a magenta. That's my end goal, but I don't know if it'll work or not. Which is why we're testing. There's that. This will like take up the entire row. You may take your original sweater mug to the shop when you set up the kettle there, yes. So we've got another Kentucky platter here. Just making sure that the glaze is not gonna be like touching the bottom of the pot. Okay, and then we'll grab some just regular mugs. Got one in there already, so maybe 6 more. Here's one of our goddess mugs. It'll be the blue and black. This one got splattered with red a little bit, so I gotta scrape that off and touch it up. I don't know, a red splatter might look pretty cool, but it also might look like somebody cut their finger. Rhythm? You say filling up the kiln is so satisfying. Well, thank you. Oh, you had to sell your gear from the studio recently, so you miss it. Yes, that is something they don't necessarily tell you when you get into like pottery. Is how kind of addicting it is, and how like you will have withdrawals. All right. So here we go. Gee, can you see where the last mugs were? Actually, let's do the smaller one here. I think the best thing to do is like that. Yeah, because then you've got a place for a stilt right there. And that fits right there perfectly. There we go. Now, do I have any more of these short stilts, or have I used them all? Well, I guess this is as short as I have right now, but I think that'll be fine. put that in there, make sure I don't bump into any of those mugs, and I can fill this up again. Okay, and then our top layer. Get 2 or 3 more mugs. I may see about some of the ones here that have been refired. Kisa, yes, that is the state of Kentucky. That's where we are, and this show that I'm doing is that's, you know, is in state. Like this, oh, this one. There went one of my measuring cups. So this is a spoon rest that I've had to fix. This one I had to add a little bit more orange to the orange rainbow, but the state of Kentucky. Okay. How much room do I have left over there? Not a great deal, but... Actually, that one needs more on top of it. So one of the shows that we're doing is a wholesale show, and so I'll be setting up samples, but it is in state, and so I'm making a lot of the Kentucky themed things to sell to other places and shops in the state. But this is one of the cauldron mugs, and I made these last October, September and October, and they went over so well that I'm taking them to the wholesale show too, because a lot of places will, you know, they like holiday themed things. I've got a short yellow mug over here I'm going to try to put in, see if it'll fit. Maybe one more spoon rest type thing, or I can do a potion bottle. That'll work. And see if we've got room for anything else. Yeah, that fits. And then this one will fit too. Perfect. I don't know if we'll get 2 of these in here or not. Let's see. No, there, we're good. We're good. It's not touching the sides. It's not. They're not touching each other. That is good. I need to move the camera to get to close the kiln. But I'm gonna see if this other one is ready to be open, because I would really like it to be open. 5:32. It's not quite ready, so maybe done with that one. So. Oh, Kisa, you saw, I was like, what? Oh, you saw Marvin. Yeah, I don't think I have any Marvins back here. They're in the front, but yes. And on the back of Marvin, like his eyes are on one side. On the back, it says, "This will all end in tears. I just know it." Underground? Sick day? Oh no. And you're blaming it. He's like, "You ate bagged salad for dinner yesterday, so sick day." Oh no. I hope it is just that and not something worse. Let's see, if I'm gonna close the kiln and then get this one started. I really had hoped that I could do a second kiln reveal, but it is not quite warm enough. I've got stuff to put in it, but I'm gonna have to wait a little bit to let it cool down. It's still over 500 degrees, and while like I really don't like to open it until 450 at least. Like thinking of like when you would take something out of an oven, you could kind of do it at 500, but it's still like that's really warm. I don't really want to be grabbing the pieces out of there, even with the fuzzy gloves at that temperature. So I'm going to give it probably another hour to cool down, but I want to go ahead and get this one started because we'll be able to open this up. Like I might be, like I could probably, if this fires, it's been taking around between 5 and 6 hours, which is normal. And then like it's almost noon. I could fire this, and in theory, I might be able to open it up at midnight and swap it out, but I'm not going to. I'm going to let it cool down and open it up in the morning. But it has a quicker turnaround. Oh, I'm sorry, Underground. Hope it passes soon. No pun intended. I know, never open early. I know, it's just, you know, you get impatient. Couch surfing, not cough. Okay, got it. Let me go move the camera back a little bit and close the lid. Probably shouldn't have the camera sitting there when I turn the kiln on either. Probably is not good for the camera. Is that clear? It might be cleared. There we go. All right. On. Where's my stilts? Not stilts, my I'm not sure where we're pointed at, but I gotta plug the peepholes that are in here. Got that one started. You're glad you were never in charge of the kilns. Said you would probably ruin way too much being impatient. Well, I know what I can get away with, and honestly, like the pieces that I have here, like I open the kilns at 450 if I have to, because that, you know, everything here is oven safe. And if you're gonna take something out of an oven, like if you take something out of a kiln at 400 degrees, then and something happens to it, then it's not gonna survive an oven. So though I have heard that sometimes like that is more stressful on the kiln itself than on the pots, but I do it anyway. So right now I'm not going to open it at 500 degrees, but that's also because I worry a little bit about my hands sometimes. That it's like you could, like, opening it up at that temperature. I've done it before. even at 400 degrees, the pots, if they're that warm, like the fuzzy gloves only gives you a few seconds of safety. You've got to have somewhere in mind to put the pots because you can't carry them that far. But so what I'm gonna do is, like, I've got things here mostly cleaned up, and I'm gonna put them in the other kiln. We are sorting all of the things for this weekend and seeing if anything does need to be refired, because this is gonna be kind of like our last shot. And then we're like sorting and separating things into two different like packing piles, because we've got two different shows to go to. So, short stream this morning, so sorry about that. I'd hoped to be able to open that kiln too, but it is not to be so. But we may do some kiln openings tomorrow. I may be able to do both of them tomorrow. If so, then I'll see you then. If not, then I may not see you till next week because, like I said, we're leaving or packing tomorrow and leaving for the show really early on Thursday. Thankfully, it's only a couple hours away. It's just at the top of the state. It is in state. And then the weekend after that, we've got a show in Nashville. So, Wolfie Hound, that's right. If you yell hot, 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 hot while holding them, it would it does help. It does, yes. If you make noises while you're carrying things, I tend to hiss. So like, or I make noises instead of just yelling hot, hot, hot. And it does help. It does help. If nothing else, it gets things out of your way. Or sometimes it calls the cats and they get in your way. But yeah. Oh yeah, Minnie's still up here. I'm like, where is Minnie? I haven't seen a cat, but I see there's a little paw print right there. She's asleep. I really shouldn't bother her, should I? I really shouldn't. She moved. She's not asleep. We got one little foot up here, paw sticking out. But I'm gonna go. We're gonna let the kiln cool down and sort and clean pots and pack things away and see what we've got. I will talk to y'all later. I'm going to see if there's anybody we can raid. Let's see what's going on this morning. I'm not usually on at this time. Who's on? We got it. Your Twitch. Yeah. There we go. Oh, Chris is on. I guess I'm not usually on the same time as Chris. Yeah, we're gonna go see him. Why did that one not pop up as like one of the first ones? Alright, we're going to go see C-Not Bush. And if you've never watched Chris before, he is an amazing sculptor, and he is one of the original Twitch creative streamers, even before there was a Twitch creative. I've been doing this, I've been streaming for over 9 years, I think, but Chris has a couple years on me, so it looks like he's like starting a new base for something. But here we go. Let's go see what he's doing. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later. Have a good day.